Oh, hello there, welcome. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the Mask Fan Attic once again, where we look for interesting old Halloween masks as we try not to fall down the attic steps and kill ourselves, because that would be redundant. How are you? Hope you're doing well this week. I had kind of a rough week myself. I went on an archaeological expedition and discovered my own remains. Very embarrassing, but anyway, you're here to hear about masks. I know that because you love old Halloween masks, and I found a great one here. Not very well remembered. For some reason, not many people seem to even have been aware of this guy. Look at this monstrosity, folks. Now, normally, Dr. Lady doesn't normally, well, I don't do anything normally, come to think of it. I don't normally go for masks that are kind of silly, cartoonish, whimsical. Most of the time I prefer my masks to be more scary and serious and realistic than this guy, but somehow this one does it for me, even though he's kind of silly. He looks so much like something that would have been in a movie from the 60s, doesn't he? He kind of reminds me of the whole vibe of like Zontar the Thing from Venus, or Curse of the Swamp Creature, or Horror of Party Beach, or Beach Girls and the Monster, or, you know, something of that persuasion. That's what he sort of reminds me of, even though he doesn't look exactly like any one of those. This guy came out in 2001. How do I know that? It says right here, 2001, the Paper Magic Group. Now, Paper Magic at that time was sort of hard to keep track of mask-wise, because they basically owned the entire Halloween universe. They were the galactic empire of Halloween at that time, and they had a catalog with 600,000 bazillion masks in it. And some of those molds were new and unique to Paper Magic. Others were molds that had come from Don Post Studios, Elusive Concepts, and evidently even Topstone. Some of their masks ended up produced by Paper Magic, who was responsible for this guy, who I almost dropped just then. That's right, but I'm not going to drop him. No. Now, this guy, I don't know what I would have called him had I been chosen to select a name, but they called him the Boogeyman. That's B-O-O-G-E-Y, and it's very important that you spell it that way, because if you spell it B-O-O-G-I-E, that means like dance, like boogie, like boogie nights, boogie fever. Yeah, you don't want that. You want B-O-O-G-E-Y, see, because that's the spelling you use when you're talking about things that go boogie, 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 like this guy. Now, this thing, again, full head. Did you see the back there? Yeah, you did. The full head sold for the neighborhood of $12 to $15. Really? El Cheapo. A real CTD mask, cheaper than dirt. And kind of amazing for that price range. Now, he is made of dark green vinyl. He's not latex, he's vinyl. And then he's sort of stipple painted with this, well, lighter green and a little bit of red detailing on there. He's a little on the cartoony side, but well, that was sort of the style of the day, especially at Don Post. He looks like a Don Post mask from 2002 or 2001. I mean, he has the Don Post look. He encapsulates the prevailing aesthetic of Don Post masks of this era, which is to say, kind of on the goofy, cartoony side. Now, an additional cheap thrill that you got with the Boogeyman, which, by the way, I have seen marketed on eBay as Creature from the Black Lagoon by people who assume any green monster must be the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I've also seen him marketed as Swamp Thing by people who assume any green monster must be Swamp Thing, and I've seen him marketed on eBay as Martian or Moon Monster by people who evidently assume any green monster comes from either Mars or the Moon. But an added cheap thrill you got with him for your 12 or 15 bucks is that he glows in the dark. And, well, I don't know how this will look on video, but let's do a little experiment. Let's turn the attic lights out and turn on a black light and see how he looks glowing in the dark right now. And there we are, it's Blacklight Boogeyman. How great is that? Isn't that cool? Again, this sold for around $12 to $15. Can you even believe it? Well, you should, because it's true. I wouldn't lie to you, at least not right now, because it's too dark up here and I might need your help. But anyway, there he is, glowing in the blacklight in all his $12 glory, the 2001 Boogey Man. That's 2 words, B-O-O-G-E-Y, man, from Paper Magic, a little known and largely forgotten vinyl mask, but one that comes recommended by Dr. Lady here in the Mask Fanatic. And we'll see you again next time. Good luck finding your way out of here in the dark.